Hello, everybody, and welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
We're going to talk about Superman Transformed.
Superman Transformers?
No, unfortunately, there was a Justice League Transformers crossover comic book that was drawn by Phil Jimenez, and each Leaguer got their own Transformer.
Wasn't this the one we got where it was...
Nice.
Now, that was New Avengers Transformers.
No, when Batman and Superman and everybody formed into the bots. Like the giant mech?
That was Dark Knight's Metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. But those aren't licensed IPs. Optimus and Batman aren't strategizing.
Yeah, plus that was Power Rangers, not Transformers.
Yeah, we also did Power Rangers Transformers, and they didn't get Zords then either. There was going to be a There's no Transformers in this, unfortunately. There are electrical Transformers, like from a power station, that appear a little bit. No, it's just
resistors and capacitors.
It's Superman's electric. Cool. It's Electric Blue Superman. So
this cover makes me think that there's like, this is one of those flavor gushers where like the outside is like strawberry, but the inside is blue raspberry.
It's gonna blow your mind.
Oh, who knows what it's gonna be?
Yeah. Well, it's the electric mystery flavor. Superman Transformed is obviously the culmination of Superman becoming blue and having electricity powers and disappointing people for like way too long. I want to get ahead of this right away. Somebody mentioned, we did a poll on our Patreon, patreon.com/ComicPOP if you want to help us out, where I threw out a couple of titles that we're definitely going to do. But I was like, which one do you want us to do first? And Electric Blue Superman was right there at the top. And so if this episode tanks, it's your fault. But there was somebody...
We were going to do it anyway. You can't blame them.
I have this. It wasn't like we're not... I'm like, every time I was thinking about doing a Superman book, I'm like, where is the one where he turns blue and electric? That's the one I'm going to do next. But we finally got to the point where there weren't any movies or things tying in, so here's Superman turning blue. But there was a comment in there, and they said, I need to point out that actually this is great. And it was a really terrific status quo change, and the stories are really compelling. And I'm like, I had to tell you, actually, it's not.
Shut up, Dan Jurgens. We don't care what you think.
Actually, it was brilliant, and the guys who worked on it worked very hard. I'll tell you what happened, actually. So after the death of Superman, the Superman Summit meetings became like a necessity, a staple of the DC bullpen, where they're like, because there's too many...
This is what we do now.
There's too many Superman titles anyway. We gotta... they all have to go to one place at one time once a year. And I'm like, once a year? That's enough time? Like, you need to constantly... you need vigilance to make sure that this shit comes off, because otherwise you get a lot of samey shit, because you're all trying to like accomplish the same goal. But anyway, they had this Summit meeting where they're meeting and they're like, what are we doing for Superman for the year? And that was at a time when everybody who worked on Superman was invited. It was actually kind of like sweet, where it's like, not just the writers, the artists, the colorists, come on in.
I'm an inker. Get the fuck out of here.
You tracer! I have a great respect for inkers. One of the colorists had famously, or infamously, constantly recommended, every time they're like, okay, story ideas, and I'm like, yeah, that shows. Just give me what you got. Nobody has anything from the heart. They're just like, just tell me what you want me to write about, and we'll just do that.
Right.
But
they've been spitballing for years.
Yeah, but one colorist, and I think it was Whitmore, kept saying, Superman Red, Superman Blue. And everyone go, ha 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 ha, and he's like, yeah, it's a pretty stupid idea. Superman Red and Superman Blue is a horrible idea.
Superman Red, Superman Blue?
Well, it's the kind of idea a colorist would come up with.
Right, I want to separate the colors, make it easier on myself.
Maybe they were thinking like, look, he's got red and blue on his uniform. I'm going to make two Supermen.
They did
We're
that.
Gonna split them.
That's the thing. In the 60s, there was an imaginary tale where Superman...
Superman Blue was great, and Superman Red was a dirty comic.
Originally, not too far off, but it wasn't the colors. It was just like, there was a period where Superman, in an imaginary story that didn't really happen, but happens in the comic book, so how could it not happen? But they separated Superman into two people. One was bad, one was good.
Oh, that's Superman 3.
That's Superman 3, but that was also... Superman 3 is way worse.
3 or 2?
It was 3.
Okay.
Superman 2 is good, if you watch the Donner cut. So that happened, and then they did another story. And that story, the Kandorians, the Bottle City of Kandor, they were pissed at Superman. They're like, hey, you suck. He's like, what do you mean I suck? They're like, we're still tiny. And in fact...
Look, I'm Superman, but I'm not a scientist.
No, but like, he's super. And in the 60s, like, that was enough. So literally they were like, you suck, you suck on every level. You didn't do any of these things. And it's like, I could throw you in the sun.
You had one job. Make me big.
Make us big.
Okay, my one job was keeping you alive.
Yeah. You're lucky I'm doing at least one of those jobs. But
We're in a terrarium. You don't even lift the glass to get fresh air. We had
true.
to make machines that recycle it.
yeah, we're doing all the heavy lifting in here. But Superman basically had
lifting?
he had
Tiny.
Oh, yeah, but they're
I know, proportionally.
So he had a list of his own where it was like things I want to accomplish as Superman. One was like eradicate crime. Another one was make Kandor big. Another one was like come up with an antidote for Kryptonite because it's just such a pain in the ass.
And he accomplished 0.
And he's done a 0.
Yeah. All those things you mentioned, he did none.
He did none of them, yeah. Well, and that's why it has to be an imaginary story, because those are the central conflicts of Superman, and if we solve any of them, we can't publish Superman comics anymore, so it has to be an imaginary story where he does that. And the way he does that is by using 2 different color kryptonites, because there used to be a lot of different color kryptonites. We talked about them before, but he used 2 of them in unison, and they separated Superman into Superman Red and Superman Blue. There is no difference between the 2 of them. They're both the same Superman, but one is red and one is blue. And when I say red and blue, I mean one wears a red version of Superman's costume and one wears a blue version of Superman's costume. Like you're playing an arcade game and they don't have enough characters.
Yeah. No, you're second player.
Yeah. So
Except
literally,
neither of them are the right
neither
color.
of them the right color.
Usually one is the right color
Yeah.
and the other one's effed up.
So a byproduct of having separated them means they're also like super smart, like smarter
What?
than they were. And
Why?
so they put their super.
That's not how division works.
Nope. But they put their.
Be half as smart.
Yes, but they put their doubly smart heads together and they solve all these problems. And then like one moves to New Krypton and lives there, and the other one stays on Earth. They both have girls, they both have L's in their initials, and they live happily ever after. So that was stupid as fuck. And this colorist is like, let's do that again.
Right?
It worked 30 years ago. I posit it did not.
Yeah.
We'll do it better this time.
Yeah. And
This time it'll be flawless.
The sheer hubris of some comic book people, I don't understand it. It's why Spider-Man keeps getting clones. I can do it. I'll do Superman red and blue. That's not a thing. That's just a thing that happened. It doesn't have to be like a staple of Superman. A thing for Superman is him fighting Lex Luthor. That's a thing.
No,
Right.
that is boring, my friend.
Right. Well, and so is everything that's happening in Superman since he came back to life. And that's the problem. And so, meeting after meeting after meeting, this poor colorist is like, Superman red, Superman blue. Eventually he leaves, and then they do it.
Oh my God, that's
And when I
great.
say they do it, they don't do it right away.
Right.
They do this, where Superman is blue.
Hey, did you hear that Glenn quit?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. We should do that story. He was
Red and
like,
blue!
Fuck you, Glenn.
Maybe.
I guess.
Right. I don't know.
Wait,
But
Maybe it was a tribute. Like he left, and there's like, oh, Glenn.
For Glenn.
we're gonna torpedo Superman for a few years.
Did they do a red one also?
Yeah.
After this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It wasn't enough that you stripped down Superman from everything you know him to be and tried to build him from the ground up. But
What are you talking about? That's the 90s. That's what people are doing.
that's
Right.
true, but it's almost the end of the 90s. It's 97. There's no excuse for this anymore.
Yeah, but I had 5 years prior from like 92 and on where things were, that was huge.
Yeah, he had the mullet. He was dead. Not in that order. But
We're just doing
when he gets electric
blue.
powers. And I feel so bad because like he was blue when Grant Morrison's like, I want to write for the Justice League and put him back on track. And they're like, well, he's blue. And he's like,
So?
oh. Like I was kind of bringing the characters back to who they were, like their core elements, and he's blue and has no powers like the ones you want to use. Oh. Well, I'm Grant Morrison. I'll just take some more shrooms and I'll get to work. And he made it work. He's like, well, I'm Grant fucking Morrison. I'll make him bluer than you've ever seen him before.
Friggin' works.
I'm gonna make up powers.
Yeah.
He's gonna have whole new things.
Yeah. I mean, they
Well,
already.
no, we could have just waited like a year?
But I will say that Superman did need something because it was getting boring.
Right. They had to do something.
And when I say something, I mean like come up with some better stories, because the stories they had were just milquetoast. They're not really blowing any skirts up. You know what I mean? Like there's a subplot in this story about Perry White having lung cancer because he used to smoke forever, and so let's show the consequences on a character that we care about. You know, if J. Jonah Jameson got lung cancer in '97, people would be like, "Good."
Yeah.
It wouldn't. I would argue that would have been actually a really compelling story because back then the writers, like they had DeMatteis, he would have really sold that shit.
Well, not only that, but like you can humanize JJ even though he's an asshole.
Right, and they do.
And like even Peter Parker will have a soft spot for him.
He would feel really bad.
But you do that to Perry?
Yeah, and it's just like he wasn't asking for it. He didn't know any better.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. So Perry's got lung cancer, and it's just, throughout the book, the subplot of Perry White having lung cancer is, he's old. And they're like, we gotta give you chemo, but you're old. So, like, it's gonna take, like, you...
Not gonna be a fun time.
It might kill you.
Oh, no.
Because you're just so old.
So, like, is there a kryptonite that just cures cancer?
No, because otherwise he would synthesize it, and if he didn't, he'd be an even bigger failure. They'd have no amount of electricity or being blue would fix that Superman problem. The Kandorians have a fit because they have a whole list of all the reasons why he sucks. But that's a plot.
Okay.
Sweet.
And the plot is Perry takes the chemo, and then he's okay. It's hard.
He
Is
goes
it
into remission.
because he's around Electric Blue Superman, so he's getting like
No,
weird static
there's
electricity?
no Superman does not solve that problem. That's a human problem that Perry White and his wife solve together, where they go to doctors' meetings and he takes the chemo and he has horrible, debilitating pain as a result, but he soldiers through it.
So, like, who's co-running the newspaper at the time? Because it can't just
Clark
be him.
fucking Kent.
What?
He put Clark in charge,
okay.
and Clark has been as useful as an asshole on an elbow in this book.
Yeah.
So people just keep
Because
going.
he has to keep leaving.
Yeah, and they're like, where the hell's Clark? This newspaper's falling apart. So that's a subplot.
Clark's in charge, so no one's in charge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or opportunists are become in charge.
How is it they work for a newspaper company and no one will put together that Clark is Superman?
I mean, because otherwise you've completely ruined the mystique of the Superman identity, which is why Bendis threw it away within 2 years of writing the character.
He's like, oh, that doesn't work.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm trying to be fooled by it, and it doesn't fool me, so therefore no one would be fooled by it, and I should just throw it away.
Right.
Why
Why work at a newspaper company then?
Yeah, why wouldn't he just take the job that wouldn't raise suspicion
Well, because-
about what he's doing?
because that's what he's always done.
He's like courting disaster
I know.
all the time.
Yeah, but that's Superman, right? He's always on the on
right. He's
the
like,
ledge.
I'm Superman, I can handle it.
Right, I can see. Yeah, Clark Kent isn't really more for me as it is for you. You know, I don't need to be Clark Kent at all. I can be Superman all the time.
Right.
And just benefit.
And some people would argue that there are some better stories with that.
Yeah.
When he
I
stops
wouldn't.
being Clark.
That sucks. I think that sucks.
Are you
because
saying-
I think the tentpole of Superman is that he has an identity. Is that it's a wish fulfillment for him. It's like he is Superman all the time.
Right.
You know, and unless you're watching Kill Bill 2, where a psychopath analyzes Superman, which is the wrong interpretation. That's what a psychopath thinks Superman
I don't
is.
get what you're talking about. This is the Superman I want. Yeah, I hate my life.
Thanks, Zach. Great movie, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome.
Superman is Superman all the time. Clark Kent is LARPing. You know, he's like, this is what I...
I'm cosplayed as a human.
Yeah, this is what I want. I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
But as Clark, I have responsibilities, there's social cues, there's things I need to do. There's responsibilities that I've cosmetically tailored to myself.
Right.
You know, I could shirk them all off because they don't really matter, but as I add more of a life to Clark Kent, they do matter, and they matter to me.
And they also are interwoven with other people's lives.
Exactly. His
so-
parents or his boss or Lois.
See, the parents I get.
Well, the parents, they raised him, and so
Yeah,
there's
they
that.
are his parents.
Right.
That's not him pretending to be
No,
a thing.
but
that's him.
and that's one thing that I do like about the movies is that, you know, in the movies there's three Clarks. There's Superman, there's Reporter Clark, and then there's Smallville Clark. And Smallville Clark is very different from Reporter Clark. Reporter Clark is a stooge who's oh, excuse me, Lois.
Right. He's put it on a show.
Yeah, Smallville Clark played on the football team and worked on a farm. Everybody there knows him. They know he's buff. You know, he can feel more comfortable as himself. And that's a perfect marriage of Superman and Clark Kent, is when he's at Smallville. But I like the persona of Clark Kent. He went to the city and he got all soft. The Smallvillians fall for that hook, line, and sinker, and that just sells the character more.
I like that idea of he moved to the big city. What a chump.
Exactly. And he corrected his posture or incorrected his posture so it looks like he's distributing his weight so it looks like he's heavier, you know, as opposed to just be, he's just slouching.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, look at him. He's all doughy and stuff. And then really he just takes his shirt off to move the tractor and they're like, oh shit. And Lana's like, whoo-hoo. Am I married in this continuity? Superman's boring at this point, and there's boring subplots. But one thing they also want to carry over, in addition to eventually, I guess, making Superman red and blue, and I don't know how long they were planning that. I don't think they were going to. I think that, because here's the thing, the colorist claims that he had been pitching Superman red and blue forever, and then they made him blue, and then they made him red and blue, and so he assumed that it's all connected, that it was all part of a linear plan. I think they were like, make him cool and hip and 90s. And then they went, oh yeah, and he's kind of blue. Let's do the red and blue thing. Because the half-life of changing Superman at the core only lasts as long as like the last big thing you did to him. And the last thing you did to him was fucking kill him. So it's the biggest thing you could possibly do to Superman.
Right. You're getting diminishing returns.
Yeah, we killed him. What's next? We changed his costume.
Oh. And his powers.
And his powers. And that's a thing. And so they do at least tie it into continuity. We did a story on back issues called Final Night. Sun's blotted out. The Earth's plunged into darkness and snow. And Superman is starting to lose his powers. And
well, that's what happens at nighttime.
Yeah.
Every night it snows.
When the sun's gone. Not that it is hidden. But so Superman loses his powers at the end of Final Night, and at the beginning of this, he still doesn't have them. And that's the problem.
Oh.
That's the first problem Superman has to overcome.
Okay.
Is he has no powers. So when Superman Transformed opens, which is a book you can't get, but I'll find a copy that's comparable and put it in the description below the video. But this Superman's standing on the Daily Planet roof with his shirt off, just basking in the sun, trying to get some measure of power back. We're seeing basically the culmination of all of their attempts. Like, you gotta understand, we had no choice but to make him blue and electric. Because
otherwise
we
the
tried
book was
everything.
gonna end.
We told all the stories.
Yeah.
It's like season 9 of a sitcom.
Right.
Like, it's a bridge too far. There's no ideas left.
It's Supernatural season 9. Like, we gotta go back to the well.
Yeah, it's Simpsons season
49? I don't know.
Yeah.
How many? There's
Every season after like 8?
Leading up to this, they tried to like mix things up. They gave Perry cancer. They introduced a right-wing columnist that they like sniped from another publication to add depth and contrast to the planet.
Right.
Was the Planet like
A left-leaning-
left-leaning paper?
I assume it's like the New York Times.
It's like the Times or the Wall Street Journal, but they make a point of saying in this book that Perry leans to the left.
Okay.
And so Dirk is there to kind of balance that out, despite the fact that he's not like publisher or editor-in-chief. He's just a columnist.
He's just one columnist.
He's one columnist, but he riles up this city like you wouldn't believe. But it also has national circulation. That's the thing, is that like they're like, we're trying to get the planet out to more readers.
Right.
We got to reach that particular demographic. Dirk plays to that, and he's basically like a Rush Limbaugh analog. But he has like a little more character than just doing that.
Okay.
You know, he's not like
There's
Brett
some
Barlow
substance.
from The Simpsons, where it's just a joke, like a one-to-one analog. Dirk has substance. Like
we want to get a few stories out of him.
Exactly.
Before we kill him or
Before
turn
we
him into a
murder him
villain.
or turn him into a monster. But Dirk is just we tried that. It's like putting Lobo in your Superman book. Like, he annoys Superman. So he's like Superman's Lobo, where he's just like, oh god, here comes Dirk. And Dirk is just like, he's well-meaning. Like, Dirk's like, hey guys, like, he always wants to hang out with everybody, and they're like, oh god.
Right, but he sucks.
But I don't agree with any of the things you say or believe.
And Clark can't punch this problem away.
That's right, which is cool. And in the hands of different writers, I think might have been something, something there. But as it stands, arguably, maybe you would have gotten like an arc out of it. The Daily Bugle got like all these different characters over in Spider-Man, and I can't name half of them anymore. So like, that's a thing.
That's what we do. We bring in new.
That's what they're doing.
reporters. Yeah.
Give him a new character. Give him like a J. Jonah Jameson, but with less power. So Dirk's there.
What kinds of things does Dirk
Write
say?
about?
Is he like pro Lex Luthor?
We don't even talk about it or show you them, because these writers can't even cognitize
Oh my
that
god.
idea.
That's
he's just
freaking lazy.
Yeah,
What?
he's just annoying, and he's a tryhard, and they make a point of saying that he's like a conservative. And I'm like, all right.
But they don't
They don't
know what
show
that
you.
means, so they don't
There's one example
put any words in
that
his mouth that he would say.
No. I mean, basically, like, whatever Clark writes about, he writes about like the opposite.
I see. He's just so a conservative is like opposed to things.
Whatever
Clark
we believe
Kent
when we're writing
believes.
it.
Is this a Bizarro Superman reporter?
Yeah, he's Bizarro Clark Kent from the backwards Bizarro world. That's why he's fat and bald. But Dirk's there, and like, listen, like, if you read this book, Dirk's gonna be around, and he just shows up. He doesn't do anything except, like, there's one time in this story where he barges into Lois and Clark's apartment when they're about to get busy. He's got donuts, and he's like, "Hi guys, I got some donuts. You want to talk?" What? And like, he just inserts himself in places, and it's kind of funny and like a little bit amusing thinking about it after having read it. When you're reading it, you're like, oh my god, isn't Superman supposed to turn blue at some point in this fucking book?
It's their apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
how does he even know where they live?
How did he get a key?
I don't know where any
they
of my
leave the door
coworkers live. I have no idea.
It's an apartment in New York. Not New
Metropolis.
York, but Metropolis. You don't leave the door unlocked.
No, Metropolis is the kind of place you can leave the door unlocked.
Because Superman's there.
Superman protects the city. Gotham, you don't leave your door
There
unlocked.
is still crime.
Yeah.
In Metropolis.
Yeah, but it's super
Yeah, it's
crime.
very little crime. Yeah.
Very little crime. It's the kind of crime that you see Superman solve within a few seconds.
Yeah. They don't even show you all the like petty crime that Superman solves because it's boring.
It's just
But
so
he's
boring.
like-
Yeah.
He's just taking care of all the burglars.
Exactly.
All the rapists.
There's 24 hours in a day. We only see maybe 2 of them.
Yeah.
So Dirk is just... At one point they talk about how they're going to get lunch or dinner. Lois and Perry, talk about stuff. And then, like, there's a big blackout. And Dirk's like, I like dinner by candlelight. Let's go. And it's like, okay, Dirk, you need to get the fuck out of here. But, it's just... They don't know what to do with him.
And they won't
Yeah.
be rude and just tell him to leave?
No, they got to work with him.
Yeah,
so.
they got to work with him, and they know, and they also know like he's a loudmouth, and he'll use his column against them.
Oh God.
So it's like
Don't piss off Dirk.
right? Like if he'll write about you.
Yeah.
And it's like that's fair.
How incredibly unprofessional.
Yeah, but also like that's Dirk for you.
Yeah.
So
Is Dirk an analog for someone at DC that like they couldn't stand working with?
God.
Oh my God, was it Glenn?
you do good work.
No idea who you are.
That's what you get, Glenn, for telling that story.
Yeah.
Now we put you in.
Yeah,
to this.
don't sign the Superman Red and Blue story. So Clark's on the roof, he's got his glasses off, his shirt off, and he's just trying to absorb sun.
Is Perry just amazed? Be like, Jesus Christ, Clark!
No, someone,
You're a god!
Someone else who works at the planet sees him and calls Perry. He's like, Clark is built! He is hot as fuck! And he is just standing up there with his shirt off like a crazy person. You need to go talk to him. I think he might want to jump or something. And so Perry goes up there and he's like, what you doing, Clark? And Clark's like, oh, hey, yeah, I was a farm boy and I like the sun. And Perry's like, you're lucky I'm dying of cancer right now because I do not have time to analyze the holes in that story. Because literally he just...
You've literally never
Ever
done
done
this
that. It's
before.
very weird.
You're acting like it's totally normal.
That.
We know it's not.
Yep. He's
But
just-
I'm dying, so I don't even.
and I feel really bad because like Perry White dying is a great plot. Like inner gang attacks and Perry White's dying. Those are the 2 stories you need. The real story is Perry White is dying.
Yeah, no, but he's a footnote.
He is a footnote in this story. It takes up a lot of page real estate, but he is like that's the story. But I'm just saying like if you were to do that today, that's the story.
Right.
But like Clark has no powers, so he is like Perry is. I'm dying and I'm afraid. I'm old, but I'm afraid of death. And Clark's
but
like,
I can't fly, so I can't be bothered with that.
I'm already dead.
Yeah.
Superman is dead.
Yeah, I might as well be. Okay.
You think I want to be you? A human?
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. I feel like you must right now. So there's another character in here, and we have another show called The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, where we did the last story in this whole volume, where Superman gets his powers. And it's a lot of fun, but like
his new powers?
his new powers, yeah. He does get his old powers
Well,
back.
his old powers first, and then
the new powers.
And then the new powers.
Yeah, exactly. But there was an element in here for a character whose name is Contessa Erica Alexandra del Portenza. Or the Contessa for short.
Right.
And the
I
Contessa...
remember hearing about the Contessa one time.
Yeah, that was the story. Contessa is Lex Luthor's secret wife. She acquired LexCorp,
Right.
and then they married in secret. And they hate each other.
You know, it'd be amazing.
But they're
if
also fucking.
It's just she was bald.
Yeah. She's like, ha ha! No. So, yeah.
Okay.
There's that element as well. And
Right.
of course, like Lex Luthor, the second that whole thing, that's over.
That's over.
His
It's
beautiful,
just normal
luxurious
now.
Australian red locks, gone. He does still have red eyebrows, but that's the extent of it. He's Lex Luthor again.
Those are just drawn on. Yeah, we know it.
He's just an eyebrow pencil.
Right. And everyone knows that he's Lex Luthor.
There's
the
no
original Lex
subterfuge.
Luthor.
He
Yeah.
is Lex Luthor.
And everyone's
Lex
just kind of
too.
like fine with that.
Yeah.
Is he still like pulling out the Australian accent? once in a while?
No, he's dropped the Australian accent. In fact, he went back to being a criminal, and they tried to try him, but then during Final Night, he contributed technology and genius to help solve the problem. So like,
So all
No.
all's forgiven.
No, but they're factoring it in.
It's reduced.
Like he lost LexCorp as a result. The Contessa swooped in, she took it over, and then they married in secret, and that's like a thing. It's like a power move. It's ridiculously stupid, and I don't care. Okay. But Lex keeps having to like go to court, and they're like, "Don't be an asshole in court, Lex. You know, you helped with Final Night, but you didn't solve it.
Right.
And you still broke the law. Like, it might have been an issue if Earth had been destroyed. It isn't, so we're back to here. So please show the court some respect."
Right.
Like, there's that.
So it's not all fixed for him.
It is
He's gotta
not.
deal with it. Okay.
And that's why he, I think, is playing ball with the Contessa. And I guess also, like, playing hide the Zucchini with her as well. There's also an element in here where she reveals to him that she is pregnant. And I love it because she's like, "Guess what, asshole? I'm pregnant. So I guess you're not as smart as you thought. You know, you couldn't outthink pulling out, you fucking bald douchebag."
I told you I don't use condoms.
Yeah.
I don't believe in them.
I don't believe in them. But there's that too. Like but it's like any one of these, if you just gave it half a chance, would be
just let it breathe.
Would breathe and grow and blossom into something like a story.
No.
But it's, no. Oh, well, nobody bought it. Fuck it. Next thing. And I'm like,
I know. Perry White's dying. We'll have the kid take over the paper.
Right. What kid? Lex Luthor's kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll get into like a Kryptonian chamber and he'll get advanced age and he'll take over. Like, no.
This is why Superman's turning blue and getting new powers, because you ran out of ideas because you won't let any of them like actually happen.
Yes. No.
You just burn through them.
The other problem is too many effing Superman titles. You need 2, maybe. You have 5.
Ooh, no.
And they're all the same because you planned it all out at the meeting like a year ago.
All these stories are interwoven. We have to do tie-ins all the time. There's not much varying there.
Yeah. So Superman's whole dilemma is that he doesn't have his powers. And that's his whole motivation is just getting them back.
Stuff's like happening, right, that he needs to fix.
That's right.
He can't fix it.
Okay, but
That's
getting
right.
them back, how?
He's
already
he's
on
standing
Earth.
in the
he stands in the sun. It's not working. And so he's like, okay, I'm not processing it right. I need help. So
you need like a whole bunch of mirrors, like pointed, angling the sun at you,
Yeah.
multiply the amount of sunlight.
Like a solar farm.
Yeah, you should just go to one of those. I guess they didn't really have them then.
they might have. I mean, it's 97. That's not too long ago.
Yeah.
But Superman gets visited by the Legion of Superheroes. Superman breaks into LexCorp. And the Legion of Superheroes incidentally arrives at LexCorp. And they're like, how did we set off the alarm? It turns out Superman set off the alarm. But they just blame themselves. Lex shows up. He's got a security force. But it's not his security force because, of course, like he's just a house husband. The Contessa runs LexCorp.
He doesn't have
He's just
anything.
there.
Yeah.
And she
I
dissolved.
was dropping off her laundry.
Right. Well,
Her dry cleaning, sorry.
He's still an intelligent person who has inventions and stuff, and the Contessa will benefit from those. But also...
Yeah, but also, can you get me like a pastrami on rye?
Right.
Come on, Lex.
Chip, chop, chip. So Lex also had, when he was an Australian son of himself, he had like a team called Team Luthor, which is like a security force that existed for like a minute. And the Contessa dissolved them and replaced them with another, besuited security force.
Okay.
That's another element of the Superman story that's happening.
It's just another thing we can draw.
Yep, that fights the Legion of Superheroes for a minute. And then Superman shows up and he's like, I need help. I need to get into space. And the Legion of Superheroes is like, we'll help. And Lex is like, I'll let you borrow one of my neat spaceships to go do it. And he's doing it, of course, because he wants to know more. And
Yes.
And Superman's trying not to let Lex know like
That
why
doesn't have
he has no
powers.
powers.
Yeah.
So they
Would
borrow.
Lex just punch him?
He wouldn't because he would think that he'd break his hand. But
That's my point.
yeah,
Like, you don't have powers. What are you going to do?
right. I know how to
But
fight.
he doesn't know he doesn't have powers.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they go into space and they put Superman in a spacesuit and they use like a special complicated machine to try and siphon power from the sun. And literally,
I feel like you shouldn't do that.
oh no,
We need that
just
sun.
fixed it, and they're like, this machine works so well, it is actually drawing power from the sun, like it is hurting the sun. I'm like, you just fixed it, you stupid assholes. But
No, we got it back.
we gotta fix Superman, so they just blast him with this energy, and it doesn't work, and he almost dies. So they
Oh.
gotta get him back, and then they bring him back, and
Does
he's like,
he now
what a
have
failure.
super cancer so he can hang out with Perry?
Yeah, no, I got skin cancer. No. So Superman's like, nice try, Legion, but fuck that. So then they land. Lex is like, anything I can help you with? You want to tell me why you went up there and broken all my equipment? And Superman's like, nope. And then he just walks out.
Lex is like, wait a minute.
I feel like maybe Superman doesn't have his power.
He never puts it together.
That's
just like
ridiculous.
Just like he never puts together he's Clark Kent.
He knows his power comes from the sun.
Yeah.
He knows he was trying to get closer to the sun. He knows he's walking out of the building instead of flying.
And he didn't fly in the first
and
place.
he didn't fly in. Like, he hasn't seen him do any super things in a little while. I thought you were a genius, man.
Yeah. You've also met Clark Kent twice, so you know who he is.
Yeah.
So Superman, he was trying desperately just to walk to work, and he heard someone asking for help, like crying out for help. And so he's like, fuck. So he puts on a Superman costume, he climbs onto a fire escape and jumps off of it like, I'm flying in! So he waylays a couple of the goons, and then another goon with a gun is like, I'll shoot you. And he's like, why would you do that when the bullets will bounce right off of me? Ha-ha! And he throws a brick at him.
Nice.
He misses. And the dude's like, you want to try that again, Superman? And he's like, that was a warning shot. Which I like. Like, this demonstrates some level of self-awareness. Like, Superman is a clod.
Not only that, but like, A, he needs to be trained by Batman.
Yeah.
And B, I thought there was no crime anymore.
Right.
No, there is.
He just crime. It's just that normally he would take care of it in a hot
stops
second.
it. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it because you know Superman's going to show up.
But literally, he's like, I threw a brick at you. If you don't stop it, I'm going to hit you even harder with this brick. And
the next one will cave your face in.
He's like, oh shit, okay, I'm sorry. And then Superman, like, you know, he just hands them to the police. Like, he's like, there.
They surrendered.
They surrendered.
There's one thing about this I enjoy is the fact that if Superman is super smart because he's Kryptonian, if without his powers, he's a little dumber.
He's an idiot. Yeah, he's got super intelligence. Maybe. So Superman goes to a abandoned warehouse because he knows that it's a front for Cadmus, the secret.
Is he just trying to get killed? I don't understand.
No, he's trying to get his powers back.
Oh, he's trying to.
He's going to
I
all
thought he was
the
going to like try to thwart some evil scheme.
Yeah, I
or something.
thought so too. Hey, Cadmus.
No.
Stop what you're doing.
No, he just doesn't give you context so that it looks like he's about to be shot by bad guys, but really they're in shadow and they're actually a security force from Cadmus, and this is like a shell corporation that hides the secret location.
Okay.
So the Guardian, who is an agent for Cadmus, is like, let's go! And he's like, I don't have powers, I can't go very fast. He's like, that's okay, I got all kinds of fast shit. Get in the super bullet train. And they go to the location, and it's just filled with complicated Jack Kirby homages. Mm-hmm. Like the Newsboy Squad.
Oh.
The Newsboy Squad is a Jack Kirby invention of orphan newspaper boys.
Yeah, Dickensian urchins.
Yeah. Now they're more like turn-of-the-century newsboys.
Yeah, like
They're
1920s-ish. But like, they're still street urchins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that why those Kirby monsters are there too?
That's right, yeah. Well, you know, Cadmus is a wacky horror land of fun, susical concepts like monsters and newspaper boys and all kinds of stupid bullshit.
Thank God
and
they have a
all
golden
kinds
diaper on
of
that
stuff.
one.
Yeah. But don't worry, because the Guardian is not just the guardian of, I don't know, Cadmus and Justice or whatever, but he's also their legal guardian. Anyway, they put him in a machine. Superman just goes through, like, you know, a more learned person might say, like, look at the 7 trials of Hercules and how it's paralleled in the Superman story, where each time he goes to a different place, he goes into the space, he goes into a super science lab, you know, each time he tries to solve his power problem, and it turns out the strength was within him the whole time.
One time he tries sleeping amongst a bed of crystals for the healing power.
Yeah, he gets in this machine, each issue has to be sold, and those issues have to, like, fold together but also be a complete thing, where they are visited by another group of Kirby creations called the Harrys, you know, because, like, Hair, the musical, was a thing. And so, like,
damn it.
They're basing these, like, fun, magical characters off of them. You know, and, like, they've got one character named Misa, who's, like, a mischievous Loki-type character. So the Harrys show up, and they're like, hey, have you seen Misa? And they're like, yeah, recently. Misa's like, I'll do something stupid. So she throws them all into, like, a fun house dimension. It's not really. She can manipulate their dreams and turn them into nightmares and make them live in, like, a world of, like, their own making.
Misa's just an LSD dealer.
Yes. Yeah, well, she creates hallucinations.
Here, everybody, take a hit.
Yeah, that's it. So
this is like an episode of Star Trek.
Yes.
Like a not good episode of Star Trek.
Yeah, but, like, everything's getting fucked. Everybody's getting attacked by, you know, insane shit.
Like visions
Of like mouths and tentacles blasting out of the ground.
Yeesh.
And then Superman's like, this is a job from Superman. He breaks free and he's like, this is great. I'm in a dream, so I
It's
have
great,
all
my
my
powers are back!
Yeah, but
even though
only
nothing's real.
Superman, stop your tripping balls.
Right, exactly. And so he's like, in this reality, I can have any power I want. And so we see him kind of like testing out powers that he might have later. Like,
Sweet! 3 dicks!
it's not a power, Superman. It's more just something.
It's like a mutation.
Look at him! Look at him go!
Yeah, no, but like outside of a true helicopter dick, what are you gonna do with them?
Well, I figure I would fuck 3 chicks at the same time. Well, let's see, how do I line them up that way?
Yeah,
So mechanically, that seems like it's going to be a challenge.
yeah.
Well, maybe I could...
Why don't you think about that for a minute, Superman, while I get back to the story. So, Superman like uses energy. Oh, look at him using energy.
Oh,
like
he did his
will with his
energy
balloon.
projection?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so he
He got a new
defeats.
stat on his card.
Right. Well, only in the dream world.
Oh, right.
So
right.
he defeats her, and then he's like, nope, it didn't work. So then he's like, I got it. And they're like, do you have any like Kryptonian technology that could work? And he's like, yeah, but it's all the way up at the Arctic, and I can't fly. And they're like, well, use our flying car.
Maybe you should get back in your healing coma.
Huh.
You're onto something.
Oh.
no.
So Superman gets into his flying car, and it crashes because there's a bunch of scientists in the Arctic that are doing
What,
scientific, like electromagnetic research or
Okay.
something. And basically, they make a point of saying that, like, they dug too greedily and too deep. So
I was going to say I would love it if he crashed just because without his ability to fly, he
doesn't know how.
He's a terrible pilot.
yeah, no, he.
Well, yeah,
he-
you can't
drive
just
a
fly
car.
an airplane
Yeah.
just because you're Superman. Like,
Right?
that's a skill.
He does muse about how, because of his experience flying, like, this is easy for him. It doesn't, whatever. But like, so they dug too
Yeah, by
greedily.
that logic, a bird could be a fucking airline pilot. Like, what?
Yeah. So they drilled too greedily and too deep, and they unearthed some kind of like energy being that fucked up their instruments.
Are they doing like geothermal research? Like,
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
I mean that's the premise. They don't know that term yet, so they just say it really long.
Yeah, they're tapping energy from the Earth, maybe.
Yes, but now they've unearthed some kind of monster, and the monster looks a lot like the energy being that Talos turns into, who is an alien bad guy who took credit for shrinking Kandor. Like,
Okay.
everybody attributes it to Brainiac, but in the
Yeah.
90s or 80s, post-crisis, Kandor was shrunk by Talos, an evil alien character who collects things and shrinks people, like Brainiac would be attributed to when they made the animated
Wait,
series.
Talos, not Telos.
Not
right?
Telos.
Okay, because I was thinking Telos.
Yeah, no. Telos, who is Arak, is not in this story, and he sucks.
Thank God.
And may he never be returned. But
So is this a reference to the Thing?
yeah,
Okay.
totally the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in the
Because
Arctic.
I've seen this dude with this like.
Oh, yeah, no,
hat
it's McCready. Yeah,
and-
no.
Okay.
It's just them being like, no, this is fun. Look.
Yeah.
It's
And look,
Superman. Like, literally, the chapter is Superman deals with the thing. Like,
And-
they found this thing in the ice. They let it out.
Yeah.
They can't trust, not they
And
can't
they have
trust each
proton
other.
packs.
They have proton packs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
mashup.
That is a proton pack.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Definitely.
Yeah. Those are energy negators.
Sure. Sure they are.
But
Proton pack.
proton pack. So Superman gets struck by the energy being, and he's like
Oh.
trying to contain it. And they're like, "Oh my God! Like it's gonna rip him apart," because he had to reveal that he had no powers. And just trust them, and he was right to do so because they're good people.
They're in the Arctic. Who are they going to tell?
So they shoot Superman with their negating guns.
Oh.
And
They shoot him with the negated guns, then they put him outside in the cold and they quarantine?
right. I'd like to come inside now.
No, Superman.
So they're basically, it's in him. It's gonna rip him apart. Shoot him with the guns that we would have shot the energy being with, and
Right.
that'll like draw the energy being out. It does. Superman is then like into cardiac arrest. They have to resuscitate him. We still have this problem, and Superman's like, and I still have to try and solve it.
Okay. Even though I almost died.
Yeah, that's right. That's what Superman
And I'm
does.
also just a guy.
Couldn't they just
Yes.
stop?
Like
they
you all
dug
are
too
just
greedly too deep,
guys.
put
No,
it
but it's
back.
out now. You can't because it's like a friggin' energy being. It's not like a thing you can trap. Or
Well, they clearly have the technology to.
yes, they do.
Why doesn't he call the Justice League?
No time. Also, they suck.
Yeah,
So-
but at least they have powers.
Yes.
Is he so self-conscious that he doesn't want to reveal to the League that he doesn't have
He
his
doesn't
powers?
even address the League. They don't even come up. No other superhero
Those are his
appears.
best friends. They are super friends.
No, they let me die.
They let him
They let
die.
me die.
You know who showed up to my death? Bloodwind. Who was actually Martian Manhunter in disguise? Lame.
Okay, you got punched across half the country. I'm sorry we couldn't keep up with you.
Literally, the two superheroes who are there are Blood, Wind, and Ice. So Superman tries to contain the beast again. He does. They, and then they polarize an I-beam and then drive it on like a forklift into the being who's kind of grabbing Superman and kind of half out of him. They hit it with the I-beam, it pins it there, and then they use what they call the energy transmission cycle on their satellite dish and blast the energy being just out into space.
Okay.
Just
Does Superman say, space is full of other planets and beings, you just made this someone else's problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You just started war.
Superman's just happy it's over.
Yeah, it's well, maybe they have a Superman who's not depowered who could actually deal with it.
Right.
They don't.
So Superman's finally. So he leaves, and he has been busy long enough for his friend, Dr. Emil Hamilton, who's a super scientist, to come over to the Arctic and meet him at the fortress to help facilitate what he's about to do next. So he puts on
How
his...
does he get in? Isn't it locked with the world's biggest key?
No, that's in some versions of it. In this particular case, the fortress is underground, and they just walk there.
Maybe
there's a little...
Kellex saw him coming and
let
opened the
him in.
door.
Kellex does not appear in this story.
Oh, thank God.
Which I think is odd, because Kellex is integral to a lot of stories in Superman.
There's
in
no
the 90s.
reason he wouldn't be
in the
here.
previous one where he died?
He was in all of the stories
he
where he
was-
was dead and resurrected.
Yeah.
Kellex is integral to resurrecting him. So anyway, Superman puts on his Kryptonian resurrection suit, which is just the black suit from his resurrection in The Return of Superman.
Is he feeling lazy? Is he
No.
depressed?
No, he's going to get into the Kryptonian healing chamber that brought
this
him
is
back
his
to
plan.
life, and then just heal himself again.
I assumed he was just taking a small staycation.
No.
These are my PJs.
Why did you invite this dude, not
I
his
feel
wife?
depressed. He's gonna talk it out. Look, I'd love to have my wife there, but she's gonna want to really get me out of the depression. She's gonna try and fix the problem. I just want someone to listen.
So it doesn't work, and then a boom tube opens, and Mr. Miracle and Big Barda show up, and they're like, "Big trouble brewing! You gotta go, Superman! No time for you to tell us you don't have your powers. We need you and your superpowers to come with us. Let's go." And he's like, "Oh, come on!" So they pull him through the boom tube.
God damn it.
So they go through the boom tube, and they go to an alleyway in Metropolis where Metron is there, and Metron is like, "I think I might have broke New Genesis and Apocalypse. I think that I'm responsible for blowing up New Genesis and Apocalypse, making them collide with each other, but I don't know. And so what I need is for my suit to be broken, my New Genesisian fibrous suit that I wear as Metron to be broken by the sun, and then I'll use Mother Box to repair it, and in its repair cycle, it will give me the data I need to tell me what happened definitively at the site of the destruction of New Genesis and Apocalypse."
You've got the chair, man!
You've got boom tubes!
Yes.
I don't understand why you need Superman for this problem.
Because I need to get into the sun, and you need to be able to pull me out of it.
Oh, you need to actually go...
Into the sun.
Yeah, can't the boom tube do that, though?
Well,
It can, but if you drop me in the sun, I'm gonna die. I'm just a dude in a
no,
Superman
you won't.
costume.
You're
Keep
Superman.
finding
You can
levels
do
with
anything.
somebody.
No, they don't believe in him. They're just like, what? They're annoyed that he couldn't help them.
God, I came all this way and you can't even help me? Jeez.
You used a boom tube. It took you a second.
Yeah, but still. It's still a far distance. It's not the effort that I put in.
Right. So literally they're like, well, we'll kill two birds with one stone. We're gonna plunge ourselves, Metron and Superman, into the heart of the sun, and that much radiation of the sun exposure to you
Right.
Will kill you.
Will fix
That
you.
really ought to be enough
That
to fix
should
you.
be because Metron's like, I'm
Or
smart.
melt you.
No, Metron is certain that it will fix it. He's like,
Okay.
I've done the calculations. That's what he
I
says.
see.
I've done the calculations.
Okay.
You're fit. You will be fine.
Okay, you've done the calculations. What's wrong with me?
Oh, I don't know.
But I do know the sun will fix it.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you what's wrong with you. Not enough people are buying your comic book. So Superman puts on a dumb costume. They get into a stupid little contraption.
I thought that was a garbage compactor.
It looks just like a garbage
Like a
compactor.
dumpster.
Oh,
So they
yeah.
get into the boom tube, and they get fired into the middle of the sun. The little machine that kept them, that melts away.
Right.
Superman absorbs the sun. The shields around them that they use to protect themselves start to fail.
Right.
And Metron's like, it's not working. And Superman's like, I'm sorry. And then they both just get absorbed by
We're
the
gonna
sun.
die.
Yep. And Superman's like, it was worth it. Because it was worth trying to get my powers back.
I'd
Sorry, I
rather
didn't say goodbye
die
to Lois.
trying.
Literally that. No, he says, like, because Superman, of course, got married to Lois while he lost his power, so I guess he could have, like, a regular wedding night instead of having to, like, be careful. And, I mean, no, he lost his powers, and incidentally, he also got married. Right. But, like, he made a point of saying before he plunged himself into this, he's like, I could die. I probably will. But, like, Lois told me that I should get my powers back at any cost. So that's enough of an excuse for me to leave without saying goodbye and just jump into the sun. She would understand.
She already gave me
total carte
pass to do this.
Hey, do what you need to get your powers back. Okay.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna jump into the sun.
Why would that?
There's a 1% chance I might get my powers back.
Okay, remember when I just said do anything to get your powers back?
I gotta go. Boom.
Okay, and he's gone.
So his powers come back, and he pulls Metron out of there.
You gotta be fucking
And
kidding
somehow
me.
he saves Metron from melting.
Yeah.
His powers are back?
Yep.
Yeah, it worked.
It worked.
It looked like it wasn't gonna work, but then it did work.
Yes.
So how come Metron didn't die?
Oh, because Metron has like special super magic technology and a shield, like an energy shield.
He was, if he'd stayed in another couple minutes, he would have died. But
A couple seconds.
A couple seconds. Yeah.
So they do it. They fix it. He finds out, yeah, I guess I am responsible. Damn. And Mr. Miracle's like, don't feel bad. And he's like, I can't help but feel bad. And you're like, I'm reading a Superman book. What are you doing?
Feel bad about what?
I don't understand. He's responsible for destroying New Genesis
Yeah,
and shit?
and Apocalypse.
But I also
How?
just gave Superman back all his powers, so I guess I shouldn't feel too bad.
Right? Well, you're gonna lose a few. And they don't explain it in the story, so, why should I bother?
Right.
All right, so Superman's powers are back.
So his
Yay.
powers are
Why
back.
is he even blue?
Oh, you'll find out.
Oh, that's a whole separate thing.
That was a whole other thing. So in Kandor, the Bottle City,
Yeah.
it's filled with not just like Kryptonians. There's all kinds of people in there. There's like a Daxamite. There's all kinds of weird blue
Oh yeah, because there were
aliens.
people visiting when it got shrunk
Right.
from other places.
Yeah, except that's not part of their continuity. So there's a
It's like if you went to like Bermuda or
Right.
something,
There's gonna
and
be a
then
couple other people.
a crazy guy, shows up and like shrinks
Shrank
the
it.
whole island. Like, well,
it's gonna be like Italians and
Yeah.
Americans. And,
Yeah.
it's
it's a thriving city.
Yeah. So there's a blue guy with horns named Ceretak, and he is the would-be heir to, like, whatever, some kind of like monarchy that exists.
Some alien friggin'.
Like of like the Council of Kandor.
Oh.
'Cause it's
You're
run.
telling me that's not Blue Devil?
No, he is a blue devil.
He is Blue Devil.
Yeah,
He's someone else's
Look
Blue
at the
Devil.
design.
I know.
He's got the
No.
chin horns.
Does
Yeah.
Blue Devil have chin horns?
I think he's got
Yes.
a beard that
No,
looks like horns.
I think
he
he
just
had
has
both.
I don't know.
In any case, this is Ceretak.
This is
Not
a different
Blue
guy.
Devil.
This is a totally
He's
different
an alien,
guy.
man.
Yeah.
Totally different.
His origin story is completely different.
But
They
who
couldn't
cares
have
what
made
it
him
is?
a different color then? You already have a Blue Devil.
There's only
looks
so many
fun.
colors, Ben.
And nobody wants to use Blue Devil. So Ceretak is it's so stupid. He is a rebellious teenager who just wants to like leave. He's like, oh man, Kandor sucks. And he's like driving, convertible hover cars, and the Kryptonians with him are just like, Ceretak, what are you doing? He's like, whatever, like death is way more preferable than being in this crappy city, being trapped and not being able to explore and, listen to
looks like he's
loud
like-
rock music.
He looks like he's like 60.
I know, but he's a teenager. I mean,
He's got white hair.
look at his dad. He's way older.
Oh, that's his dad.
Yeah, no,
oh,
that's-
I see. Oh, okay.
He
still looks like an adult.
He doesn't look like a teenager. Well, his species age slowly.
Yeah.
So
he's
Or
a
fast.
he's a teenager
fast.
from Dimension X.
right, he's a hot rodding teenager from Dimension X.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, Ceretak is just trying to break free of the energy barrier that exists between Kandor and like outside.
It's called a glass shield, man.
The bottle.
No,
Straight
it's
out
a
of the bottle.
terrarium.
But there is an energy shield.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Oh, is
'cause
it
they-
to keep the sun from getting in so that they can't be superpowered?
Yeah, more or less.
Wow, what an asshole, Superman. Let them be who they need to be. Ceretak, I said you couldn't take the car.
And he's basically just like, you're supposed to be like a politician eventually, but like you're terrible and you're like a rebellious teenager and I'm a bad father, so I'm just gonna remove that responsibility for you right now. Like you'll never be in charge of anything. And he's like, that's fine, Dad. I'm gonna listen to all the music I want to at whatever level of loudness I want.
That's fine, Dad. Like, monarchies are fucking bullshit anyway.
right.
The leader should be chosen by the people.
That's right. So, he's setting up Ceretak. What's his deal?
Hey, there we
Dirk.
got Dirk.
Yeah.
What's Dirk up to?
Oh, this is the scene where Dirk like goes to Lois and Clark's apartment. He's like, "Hey!" And then
I was in the
He looks
neighborhood.
possessed.
Well, he's seeing a crazy.
Insane crime.
Yeah,
This is crime happening.
yeah. It's a high-speed robbery of some kind.
With space guns.
So Superman.
Those are lights, Ethan. That's a police
Oh,
car.
those are lights.
Yeah,
okay.
no. Superman shows up and he just stands in front of the would-be aggressing car and just blasts everyone through the windshield.
Murders these people.
Indiscriminately murders these people.
Well, thank
no, he
God
caught
for
them in
no
midair,
airbags, because like otherwise they would be horribly hurt.
So he stands there and like the survivor of this wreck is like, I'll shoot you. And Superman's like, you idiot, go ahead. And so he shoots Superman and the bullets phase through him and hit someone behind him.
Oh, jeez.
Is it Dirk?
It is not Dirk. But Dirk is like, wow, I used to believe in Superman, but he just let that happen. So maybe he's a menace.
Thanks, JJ.
And he literally like writes an
says
article
he's a
called
menace.
Superman Threat or Menace. And I'm like, okay, so Dirk is your analog JJ?
Oh, okay. So Dirk is just straight up an asshole.
Yeah. So Superman takes the guy to the hospital. He didn't die. And then he takes Lois to the Fortress of Solitude for the first time. He's never taken her to the Fortress of Solitude ever.
Sal, it's the Fortress of Solitude.
Right.
Just because I'm married doesn't mean I don't get to have my man cave.
Finally, they're married. He brings her in, and she's like, "Wow, this place is kind of drafty." Like she kind of criticizes it. And he's like,
Right.
"She's like, it could use a woman's touch with some drapes." He goes, "Maybe later. For now, I need to know more about my DNA." And it's like she wasn't fucking for real, man.
Maybe she was.
I knew it. She was trying to change everything anyway.
Yep.
Got wedding off.
It's just, no, the wedding's over. You fucking got married. You got to get divorced now. So, but Lois is like, "Hey, is that Kandor over there? Is that going to be a factor in this?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." So then he phases out of existence. He just like kind of phases.
Oh.
He's like, "Oh, I'm disappearing."
Goodbye.
And meanwhile, Ceretak is over at the barrier between himself and the wall, of Kandor.
They're in the Fortress of Solitude. He flew her there wrapped in his cloak
Yes.
or cape so that she wouldn't freeze, I assume.
Yeah.
Presumably.
And now he disappears
Now he's
and
gonna
she's
disappear.
stuck there?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
only for a minute. It's a momentary issue. But yeah, he phases away, and Ceretak is like, he goes to the wall. It's like, I'd rather ingest poison gas than live here another second. He's like at the wall. He's like, I'm gonna jump into the wall. They're like, Ceretak, don't jump in the wall. It'll kill you. He's like, oh, I'd rather be dead than freaking have to spend one more day with my stupid dad.
Kick.
So he's there, and while he's there, Superman phases into Kandor
Wait, and he's
What?
tiny?
Why?
because
Because the book needs that to happen.
Because Kandor was the reason for Superman Red and Blue in the 60s, and we want to tie Kandor into his new powers in some way. If we are to believe that they went with Glenn's idea.
Right.
But
Well, it sure looks
It's not
like it.
because Ceretak is blue.
no.
Right?
No,
No,
it's
that's
not
a
like, It's not like some
coincidence.
part of Ceretak imprints onto Superman. But Superman's like, I love how like unreasonable everybody is. Like Superman is a humorless knob in this whole story where he's like, Perry's like, I'm dying. Who cares? I have no powers. Then he gets his powers back, and he's like, all right, Lois, I got my powers back. Let's fuck. And then Dirk shows up. He's like, get the fuck out of here, Dirk. No trademark patience. Then he gets pulled into Kandor. He's like, what have you done to me? Like he's yelling at the Kandorians.
It's clearly your fault.
Right? And
Even though I have no idea what's happening.
and then and he's like, screw this. I'm not gonna be trapped in this shitty bottle city. Like literally, like,
That's what you've done to them!
it would be the worst thing ever to be trapped here. Like I thought being powerless was the worst. No, being a Kandorian is the
I'm not gonna
worst.
hang out with my pets. That's ridiculous.
Fuck this, my sea monkeys leave. And so he's trying to leave, and Ceretak's like, no, take me with you. And he jumps on Superman.
Oh.
And he like, there's
Is Ceretak vaporized?
yes, and his clothes like tattered to the
Superman
ground.
just killed this guy.
And his friends are like, oh, well, that's that. That's the end of Ceretak. We better go tell his dad.
Well, that was inevitable.
Well, you know what that was going to
Well,
happen.
thank God his father was like, oh, thank God I was telling him he didn't have
Yeah,
responsibilities anymore.
good thing I already moved over responsibilities to the other guy. So Superman phases back into existence out of Kandor, and he's like, hey. So I think it's to trick the reader. I think it's to make the reader think, no, it's Kandor related.
Right.
It's not that he's getting new powers.
Well,
But he absolutely
you would think it is Kandor related because he shrunk and appeared inside Kandor, which are two different things that are like really coincidental.
Yeah.
Incredibly.
Yeah. So Superman's like, well, that was a bust. Let's leave.
Let's get out of here, Lois.
So he literally leaves, and then
I just got here. I've been here for 5 minutes.
Yeah, can we maybe look around? You give me
no,
a tour?
let's get the fuck out of here.
No, it's stupid and boring.
He's just telescoping division to see, oh, I left some porn in like the living room. Oh, we should just go. Don't go in there. I don't have to go to the bathroom. Oh, come on. So They leave,
What
and
kind
then
of porn is this? It's Kryptonian.
it's Kryptonian porn.
Very classy.
This is the most hardcore pornography I have ever seen in my life.
Are you dissing my culture? That's my culture.
This is supposed to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you have to be Kandorian to see how beautiful it is or something.
okay. Larry fucking Flint. So, Ceretak was actually pulled into our reality.
Oh,
Here he is.
no. He
Oh,
was
okay.
but in a different spot.
Yeah. A
Than
little.
Superman
He's still
was.
in the Arctic,
Okay.
but he's like, at last, after 10,000 years, I'm free.
Oh,
Time to conquer Earth. But he's free, and he's like, woo! I'm gonna sow my wild oats.
He's also in the Arctic. Is he freezing?
Nah, he's fine because he's blue. So, Superman,
Does
like,
he get powers from the sun?
he's just strong and cool.
Yeah, he's not Kryptonian, right?
No, but he's probably from the same like galaxy. He's just strong.
Okay.
He
He's an alien, so he's strong.
he has horns, so he's stronger than a regular person.
And he looks like a big guy.
And he looks pretty big, so he'd be super
He's
strong.
impervious to cold, yeah. Sure.
So Superman tries to make out with Lois after they get back to their apartment, and he zaps her with his new electricity powers that are coming out.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, you tickled me. Why?" And then he looks in the mirror, and he's got glowing electricity eyes, and he's like, "Oh God, what's happening to me?" And he phases through the wall, and he plummets to the earth. And when he lands through the ground, he's Superman, but he's phasing in and out of reality,
existence.
and he's blasting electricity everywhere.
Right.
Is he destroying stuff or electrocuting people?
No, he realizes that he can't see the way he normally does. Now he sees people through frequencies, and different spectra.
He's seen X-rays and stuff.
Yes,
So he sees people's bones.
that's right.
Ew, I saw Cal's pubic bone.
Which he could do before if he tried, but now it's automatic.
Yeah.
It's happening by itself.
It's happening by itself. He can't control it.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh shit! There comes Dirk Armstrong. He's gonna write a scathing expose about me being a menace if I don't get the hell out of here."
You're seeing through people. How can you tell it's Dirk?
Right? But he does, and so
I know everyone's.
Well, it comes and goes.
So he grabs a car to try and steady himself, and he blows it up by accident.
Oh,
And
jeez.
that phases him back into existence, and he's about to hit a bus, so he phases out of existence and plummets into the sewers.
Oh, so he can control it?
He's doing it kind of as a reflex, but he certainly muses about how he can't control it.
Okay.
This is when Perry meets up with Lois, and he's like, "Hey, let's get dinner and talk
Holy
about
fuck.
how I'm dying of cancer." And then Dirk's like, "Yeah, me too." And then Superman, being underground and being near the electrical grid, and his explosion of power knocks out the Metropolis grid and plummets the whole city into darkness. This also, overloads the systems where on Stryker's Island prison, the Atomic Skull is being held.
Okay.
And the Atomic Skull, of course, frees himself and goes out on a rampage.
I
Who's the
was
Atomic
hoping.
Skull?
I'll tell you in a minute.
I was hoping that this was going to tie into the energy that was released and shot into space.
Yeah, no.
And, it
No, that's
came back
gone.
to Earth and coalesced.
Yeah.
And was this guy?
Nope.
Because
Oh,
they
yeah,
both
no,
had
no, it's gone.
purplish kind of.
No, that's true. Yeah, no, that's just to show you power.
Damn it.
In fact, he has radiation. It's not even electricity.
Right. There's only so many colors, though, so it does look like the Talos electricity.
It totally
color.
does, yeah.
Is it going to be related to that Talos zapped Superman?
Nope.
No.
No.
Oh.
So Atomic Skull goes
Was
on a
it-
rampage. Atomic Skull is just he used to be a regular guy, and he
He
has.
was in an accident.
Yep.
In a nuclear accident. Yeah.
He imagines that he is the leading man in a film, and he's constantly looking for his leading lady. And Lois knows this story so well because she's dealt with Atomic Skull a few times. She pretends to be that lady to try and calm him down so that Superman or somebody else could show up and put the whammy on him.
Put him back
punch
in
him.
jail.
Yeah.
Is he the only villain who escapes
Yes.
from jail during
Yes.
this power outage?
That's right.
Okay.
I guess because at Stryker's Island prison, he's the only one who is super enough to warrant that level of security. In
If
any
the grid
case,
goes down, you're screwed. Yeah.
right?
Right.
So-
That's not a very good security system.
No, it's not. I wouldn't keep Atomic Skull in a regular prison anyway. That's where you need a vault.
We should just fire him into the sun.
Yes.
Well,
But
maybe-
he's also a guy.
Maybe they decided look, when we put all the supervillains in the same place, We're just like
Asking for
trouble. Instead, we're going to spread them out.
Yep.
Every prison's going to have
one-
one super fortified room
Yep.
with a supervillain
Which
in it.
I think we talked
That
about.
makes a lot of
That's-
sense.
I think that is the way to go.
Because
Yeah.
if one prison goes down, you don't suddenly have like 20 of them escaping.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's just one.
Atomic Skull just goes on a rampage. He steals Lois, and people are chasing after him, trying to like catch up to him.
This is radiation. Is she?
Yeah,
gonna
she's
get
fine.
cancer
He's
from
wearing.
this?
No, it's cool.
No, he's got the containment
Harry's
suit.
the only one.
Even though
Even though I
he
can
is an
see stuff's
exposed
leaking out
skull
of
that
it.
is shooting energy everywhere.
Yeah.
It's okay as long as you don't kiss him.
Why does he like Lois, or why does he care about Lois?
Oh, just
She plays into the
Oh, that's
story.
right.
Lois
she's playing
just
into
pretends
his.
to be Zelda, his lady love.
I see.
So
And that's his thing all the time.
it seems to be his thing all the time. After this, or at the very least, like in the 2000s, they would kind of just make him a guy. Like he's a villain.
He got over it.
You're right.
Right,
Or,
he's not
that was
playing
a
the
phase
story.
I
or
was
people
going through.
forgot about that, and so they're just like, he looks cool. What is he doing? He looks like he's gonna fuck some shit up. And it's like, yeah, he's got a whole backstory. I don't have time for that.
Backstory.
That
I'll
sounds
tell you what
lame.
his backstory is. He looks awesome.
Bingo. So Superman's stuck in the sewer. You know, he's like, I'm phasing through the ladder.
I can't even climb these rungs.
I can't even climb the rungs. So he remembers
Well,
like,
why aren't you facing through the ground? Only your
right.
hands are facing through things. Your feet are not facing.
It's one of those like selective kind of phasing situations. But he remembers two specific instances that help him dig deep down and get the super strength he needs to not do that anymore.
corporeal.
Yes. The first one is Ma and Pa said that I could do anything. The second is that I went to Butran and I trained with like monks and stuff.
Oh.
And they taught me to channel my chi, and I'm going to do that, and I can do it now. Yay.
What?
So
Yep.
he does.
It
When
channels
did
his chi.
Superman train in Butron?
Right?
Well, I mean, it's been how many years since they've been publishing Superman comics?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's been
Since 80s.
everywhere and trained with everyone.
Right.
He doesn't train. He's Superman.
He says he did it after college.
There you go.
Like, no, you didn't.
After
You went to work at the Daily Planet after college.
Didn't you like fuck a mermaid or something?
Yeah, who's in this book, by the way.
Yes.
We didn't even talk about her. But yeah, she's a person now. It's Splash.
Oh.
She's got legs. Yeah, so Superman, he gets corporeal, but he's also like becoming blue. He's still got his regular Superman costume, but like
Right.
he's blue and he's blasting with energy, and he's like, all right, Atomic Skull, screw your Mr. Freeze pathos. I'm gonna kick your ass. And he just like he attacks Atomic Skull, and when the two energies come into contact, Superman kind of gets dispersed.
When the blue energy and the purple energy come into contact.
Yes. Superman reconstitutes back at the station in the Arctic,
Oh. Wait, so it is related to what happened to him.
only coincidentally. Superman arrives in the Arctic with the Thing team
Yeah.
because it was a place he remembers that he was thinking about when he reconstitutes. Because one of Electric Blue Superman's powers is he can get places faster than ever just by thinking about where he wants to be.
So he teleports.
So he more or less teleports
So if
to
he'd
this
been,
location.
if he'd happened to have been thinking about that time he was in the sun with Metron, he would have appeared in the sun.
That's right.
If
Thank
was
God
thinking
he was
about-
thinking about the Arctic.
That's right.
If he was thinking about the, Krypton, he'd just be in a hole in space.
Yes. So he's thinking about the Arctic, and he went there, and he meets up with the team, and they're like, "Hey, Superman, you're back!
Hey,
Oh shit, you
why
look
are
like you're freaking
an
out."
ice creature or something.
He's like, "No, it's electricity."
Oh.
But he's like,
and Ceretak or whatever the
Ceretak.
frick his name is?
Well, that's right. Remember, he's there.
he's still in the Arctic.
He's in the Arctic.
Doing what?
He's walking.
Yeah.
He
And
got-
he saw a settlement. He's like, oh, let me check that out.
That's
You know,
right.
there's only one place in the Arctic that has any infrastructure.
Well, remember, he was at the Fortress of Solitude, and it was
which was on the way, or this was on the way to the Fortress
Exactly.
Are
of
they like
Solitude.
neighbors?
They must have
Yeah.
been, because that happened. So, Superman's like, maybe it was because of like their electricity thing. Like, I'm not willing to believe that my electricity powers are something else.
Right.
So maybe
It must
that I
be
was
related
drawn
to that
here
thing.
by their experiments or something.
Yeah.
But I gotta
Okay.
go. I gotta go to Metropolis. And they're like, well, we were literally gonna fly there in our little like plane. So if you want to go, he's like, nah, I got it. And he, like Freakazoid lightning bolts over there. And they're like, well, we might as well go. We gotta report this anyway. So they get in their plane and they leave.
Report it. You
Yeah.
just make a phone call.
No, we gotta go. So they get in there. Well, they were gonna leave anyway.
They're going to fly to Metropolis from the Arctic
Yeah.
in this
Is
little
that-
plane
Yep.
with skis?
Yes. And
Where are they gonna land?
and Ceretak is going to stow away on the outside of the plane so that he can get to Metropolis and be a Superman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that wouldn't cause massive amounts of turbulence
Nope.
and
As
cause
you can
them to
see,
crash.
it made a weird sound, and they say, "What the devil was that?" And they say the instruments are okay.
It's
So,
probably nothing.
It's probably nothing.
Hey, you notice our tail is really lagging? It's just like dragging us down.
I feel like we might crash. That's how detrimental that effort is going back there. So anyway, Atomic Skull's like just freaking out, having a good time.
Yeah.
Superman arrives at like places he remembers. He's at like a park. And he's like, this isn't it. I need to be in Midtown. And he just, boom, gets to
Why
Midtown.
can't I remember where the Atomic Skull was?
Yeah, he goes to the alleyway where he lost his costume and became energy. And there's some kids going like, look at this, it's Superman's pants. And Superman's like, give me those. And he puts them on.
He
I don't have a sense of humor about this.
What a
That's right.
dork.
Yeah, so he puts his clothes on. He turns corporeal, but he is kind of getting a little bit lightning-y.
He's fleshy again. He was blue before.
Yeah, but now he's got his costume on, so he's fleshy now. So Superman just fights Atomic Skull, and that's
Okay.
So Superman is at Midtown, but Atomic Skull already left, and he's like, normally what I would do is I just fly aimlessly around the city and use my X-ray vision, but I don't have that right now. I have weird spectrum
all
vision. Yeah, and that doesn't help me. So he goes to the police station
And he asks,
them for help,
Hey, have you guys seen Atomic Skull?
and they're like, no. Despite the
man.
fact that he's
No!
causing wreckage everywhere he goes, but
we
he's,
don't pick up the phone. We're the cops.
He's literally just at the police station, just whinging, and he's trying. He has an outburst of rage where he tries to smash a computer monitor, but his hand phases through it, and he's like, "Damn it! I couldn't even act like an asshole and break their stuff." But what he realizes,
Superman always does.
yeah, like I do.
but what he realizes upon coming into contact with this computer monitor is that he can interface with computers now. And so he downloads
God damn it.
information directly into his mind from the computer.
Wow.
You can see
So it's
ones
like the
and
Matrix.
zeros. Yeah,
Except
uploading it.
before the when did
yeah.
the Matrix come out?
That's
Oh my
about
God.
a year or two.
I can
years.
play Minesweeper in my head.
Yeah, that's right. You can use Windows 95 in your brain.
Oh no.
Superman uses his...
Hey, Superman, I see you're trying to save the city. Would you like some help?
No! God, click! So Superman, he accesses the Atomic Skull's file. He learns about like an old theater that he liked. He goes to the theater. Wouldn't you know it, that's where Atomic Skull is. And they fight. That's what happens. Meanwhile, on the
Okay.
off the port bow of Metropolis Harbor, there is a barge filled with atomic waste, and them getting jostled causes like a fire, and so there's going to be a kind of like reactor leak or whatever of all this waste. They talk about how it's like the energy's running wild. It's not like there's a fire and it's going to cause like a problem. It's that they're literally like interacting with each other and causing some kind of like nuclear reaction.
Is it that they put too many of them close together and
Probably.
they achieved critical mass?
Yeah.
So
You
it's
have
going
to
be like a
understand.
runaway reaction?
Yeah.
I'm going to choose to believe that it is uranium and they put it too much of it in close proximity, and
Yeah.
so it's a runaway nuclear reaction.
There you go. I mean, you shouldn't be loading up these barges with this stuff anyway. Where are you
right.
going with this?
The ocean.
Right.
You're just gonna dump it in the. They are
mean,
gonna dump it in the ocean.
it's-
yeah.
Aquaman exists!
Yeah, but he's also lame.
Yeah, well, the ocean's really big.
It's big.
Yeah,
He
they're going to
can't be
dump it in
everywhere.
a part of the ocean where he isn't.
This is what causes the trench.
So Atomic Skull's like, I'll save the day, because Superman's like, oh shit, I don't have my super strength right now.
How does he know that?
because he
he
can't lift
tried to
stuff.
use it a minute ago
Yeah.
or something. Yeah,
So Atomic Skull tries to lift it, and Superman's like,
he's immune to the radiation.
Exactly.
Right.
so Superman's like, well, I gotta try something. I'm like, I do now have energy manipulation powers, so let's see if I can manipulate the energy of this reaction. So he basically flies into the barge. He lands there, and he finds energy blasting out of his fingers, and he reaches into, via, incorporeal energy, the barrels, and basically pulls all of their radiation into himself.
But not like solar radiation.
No, nuclear radiation.
Yeah.
So he basically renders the reaction inert, and so now it's safe.
But what about him?
He's fine too. So Superman,
So if he could pull the radiation out of radioactive waste, does that mean he could solve the problem with radioactive waste by just going to every nuclear power plant and just absorbing?
I suppose he could, but he doesn't think to do that, nor does he ever. So Lois goes in to hug Atomic Skull for being such a hero, and uses a device built by Star Labs to betray him and turn him off.
Does she always just have that on her?
No.
Because she's his Zelda?
No, a rep from Star Labs gave it to her while Superman was saving the day, but she often plays the role of Zelda when she deals with Atomic Skull, so she knew she could get close to him to do that.
Damn, Lois, that's cold. He just tried to save the city.
He did save the city.
He did.
Yeah.
And
She's Superman saved the city by absorbing the radiation.
Yeah.
yeah, and he feels really bad about it. So
And you're a criminal, so blah.
right, eat it. So Superman tries his trick that he did earlier, where he wants to shave, so he uses a little pocket mirror and uses heat vision and bounces the heat vision off his mirror and into his face. That's what he does earlier.
I enjoy the fact that the mirror is like crushed.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, Clark? So he tries it, but instead, electricity blasts out of his face and it bounces him all across the apartment and magnetizes all the metal in the apartment and wipes out their computers.
Womp womp.
Meanwhile, Ceretak has arrived in Metropolis.
On
and
a helicopter?
Don't forget about Ceretak.
Yeah,
That's not a plane.
Oh, no, he
went from the
switched.
plane to the helicopter
Yeah.
to Metropolis. He switched planes. We don't see that, but we assume that's what happened.
That's what happened.
What happened to the guys? Are the scientists still there? Or did we forget about them entirely?
Oh yeah, forget them. Their story is over.
Well, they flew to an airport or whatever.
Yeah,
And
and
then they
there's-
went where
and
they
they
were
went
going to
back.
go. And meanwhile, Ceretak. We only cared about them flying at all because that was how Ceretak got out of the Arctic. We had to see how he got out of the Arctic.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
You'll be asking
assholes like
questions.
this, like us, would be asking,
25
Wait,
years
how did he get
later."
out of the Arctic?
Yeah. So Lois is arguing with like anti-Lois, aka Simone.
What?
Basically conservative Lois.
Oh,
and-
they hired
Dirk
other.
brought her on.
Yeah, Dirk brought her on. They're gonna run this article about like whether Superman's a hero or a menace, and Lois
Right.
is like, "No, don't do that." And they're like, "Well,
Why would you
Clark's-
think he's a menace?
Clark's in charge, and you're married to him. Where the hell is he to make the call on this?" So Superman like just beats the living shit out of Ceretak.
He doesn't recognize him from the Glass City of Kandor? You're
No.
like, hey, it's you!
Hey, you're the
No.
heir to like whatever.
No, remember he was there for like half a second. He's like, "Get me the hell out of this
I don't
cesspool."
go to
Kandor.
Kandor. I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah, you
I'm
got
very
blue
irresponsible.
people in charge of this fucking place
I
now.
don't talk to the sea monkeys, okay? I just kind of look at them
Yeah,
sometimes.
I just kind of feed them sometimes.
I just know that they're exactly like me, but tiny.
Right.
Which means they're insignificant.
That's right.
So he has electricity powers.
Yes.
And he's still not Electric Blue Superman.
No, he's
Yeah.
just Superman.
He's becoming Electric Blue Superman.
We are like 90% of the way through this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is about him becoming Electric Blue Superman.
Yeah, this is not about him being Electric Blue Superman.
Because there's no story where he's blue. Those are just all the stories for the time he's blue. There's no like arc. He just was blue for a long time.
Right.
We're not doing that.
No, that sucks.
That sucks. So, Superman is basically just like, he's overwhelmed with electricity power, and he's absorbing too much energy, and he needs to expel it.
Maybe he shouldn't be using these powers he doesn't understand,
I
like on a
agree,
living
but
being.
he's
He's also
you-
giving like Dirk and Simone like ammunition
I
for
know,
their
which
arsenal.
indeed he does. He
man's out of control.
He causes another blackout, and they're like, "Run it."
Yep.
That's strike 3 for me.
Run it how? We work on computers. It's a blackout.
Literally, they're standing in the dark, and they're like, "Run it," and I'm like, "Yeah, like, wait until the fucking generator kicks in, please."
No, we're gonna get the hand press. We're gonna make the papers ourselves.
So Superman's literally in the middle of town, just like freaking out and becoming energy.
Yeah.
And so Ceretak's like, "Nah," and he punches Superman, and he knocks Superman into an electric sign. Superman is like momentarily stunned. Jimmy was just about to get fired, but then Ceretak happened.
Fired by who? Clark's in charge.
No. Jimmy works for a rival company.
Oh, right.
He was hired by like a TV station because like
Right.
Jimmy Olsen is like name brand recognition.
Oh,
but
yeah.
then also they hired Jimmy Olsen.
Superman's friend Jimmy.
Right.
But like that wore through too quickly, and so now he's like got to earn for a living, and they're like,
Right.
"You're fired." Oh wait, you know what? Why don't you go deal with the Ceretak thing and see what that's all about?
And then
the
fire
blue
yourself.
monster. Yeah, and then fire yourself. But so Jimmy's there, and he's like more in the action than ever because he's also desperate to keep his job. So Ceretak might hurt Jimmy, even though Superman is really the cause of all this. And so he flies in to fight Ceretak, and he musters all his strength, and he becomes this like big bolt of lightning, and he punches Ceretak so hard that Ceretak lands in the harbor.
Can Ceretak explain to him and be like, I'm only here?
No, he speaks crazy moon language that is only represented by like numbers and symbols and stuff. So like every time he tries to ask for help or argue, it's just a bunch of nonsense.
I thought I thought Superman could understand languages
Yeah,
like
he
that.
should.
Well, now he can't because
Well,
he's blue.
That's right. That's the other thing. He's not blue. He's not Superman anymore. So Lex is watching all this happen on his mini TVs.
It's like, this is complicated and weird.
Yep. And he's like, this is stupid.
I don't think I'm going to be in this story.
Well, he is because he's like, I see what's going on here. And LexCorp develops the fabric that is necessary for Star Labs and Emil Hamilton to build the suit that will eventually become.
That's right. The
Electrical suit.
Contessa brings
right.
it to
The
Star
Contessa
Labs.
brings it from Star Lab to Star
Lois
Labs.
is like, no!
No, well,
It's
no,
evil.
no.
Somebody, no, the
Hamilton
scientist.
is
yes.
like, no!
I don't trust you!
Yeah, and Lois is like, I will say one time he did help me. Like, my mom was dying and he used his science to help save her. He does expect something in return. He will be Lex Luthor about this.
Do you remember Final Night? He won't shut up about it.
Yeah, so let's just use it and deal with that problem later.
Right. First save Superman.
Right.
Then figure that out.
Yeah, so Superman, as an energy being, he arrives at Star Labs. They lock him in a chamber.
I want the Doctor to be like, I'm not a seamstress. I don't know how to make a suit.
Yeah, make a whole suit out of it and do it now.
Yeah, you have 5 minutes.
Right, because he's literally dying. And Ceretak pulls himself out of the harbor. There's a kindly fisherman who's like, oh, hello. And then Ceretak comes out and he sees his horrible visage and he has a heart attack and dies. And Ceretak's like, oh, am I that ugly on this crazy planet?
I thought it was just Kandorians who didn't like me.
Right,
Yeah.
no, apparently I am weird looking. But he says, is this my curse? Oh, what was Ceretak?
To be the pain of others' hearts. Oh.
So they build the suit. None too soon, because Superman literally just comes apart.
Yeah, he just
the suit
turns
just
into lightning and
empties.
he's bouncing around.
He's bouncing all over the place. The door doesn't matter. He bounces out the door.
What the fuck does it matter? This happened 3 other times in this story.
no,
Yeah,
it's
but
getting worse.
Oh, look,
Now
I
it's-
lost my clothing.
now it's
Oh,
a
look, I'm
real
electricity.
problem.
No, each time it gets
I don't know.
worse. It's harder
Yeah.
for him to hold himself together.
That's right.
The training
Yeah,
for
did
the
they
monks
say
isn't
that?
cutting it
Yeah,
anymore.
no, it's not. Now
They
he's got
don't.
to dig deep. So he fires himself into the suit, and then a flash of lightning blasts out and causes a blackout in Star Labs. And
Another blackout.
and Superman plus the suit leave Star Labs and soar into the sky, and you see electric blue Superman in kind of his regalia. It's almost there. It's what you'd expect, but with a couple of added things. We see the look that they're going for.
Yeah.
He's blue. He's got the suit. It's even got a little triangle-shaped S place, right where an S should go.
yeah.
But it's also got
he's got little digital details.
little weirdo digital details. He's got
Yeah.
little circuits and little lines
from
and
the
crap.
fabric.
But
Yeah.
that's not streamlined. That's not sexy. That's not 90s. We can't keep that shit. It's not done yet. So he
It's
realizes
still not done.
No.
So he realizes oh my god, this suit worked. Now I will be, and the suit allows me to phase into this plane of existence. So what I'll do is I will phase onto this plane, and he becomes naked, regular colored Clark Kent, powerless. So Superman's got a new thing. Whoa.
So his powers are linked to his suit now.
Yeah.
He only
So
has
without
powers when he
his suit,
looks
he
like
doesn't
Superman.
have it.
Yes. So Clark Kent and Superman are practically two different people.
So now every time he's Clark Kent, he's
Now I
vulnerable.
can finally
right.
fuck Lois.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing that since Final Night.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's
now-
right. But now
now I can always do it.
have powers, but also
Bang Lois.
I don't have to choose.
right.
Yeah.
But
So
I'm
is
weak.
this-
Now I can fuck the Contessa.
Is this the red and blue Superman? Blue Superman is powered and red Superman is the
No,
red
this is-
blood of
that's-
humans?
No,
that's
this is-
later.
This is pink Superman.
It's a different thing. It's pink Superman. Yeah.
No. Red Superman has powers too, but they're not even thinking about that yet.
Right.
So Superman just flies around. The Contessa and Lex see this bolt of lightning pass their penthouse, and they're like,
Right.
"Looks like the suit worked."
Meanwhile, Lois thinks he's dead
Or it's
Yes,
lightning.
because he disappeared.
Of course. So, and literally, he could tell his wife that he made it, but instead he goes to Kansas and he tells his parents, "Look at my snazzy new blue suit, and look at how I'm horribly blue." And they're like, "Yay?"
Like, oh my god!
You look nothing like your son.
Yeah, and because he's blue, of course, he gives Pa Kent a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because that's what blue people do in
That's
Superman
what,
books.
that's what we've already said.
We've established.
it.
Yeah, no, they are thrilled. I've never seen the Kents more excited.
Did they even know that something was wrong with their
Right?
kid?
I don't think so.
Because we haven't seen them this entire
They
time.
don't come up.
He never called them.
Nope. Why bother them? So he tells them now, look at me. And
It's
Ma's
like,
only...
he's just so happy.
Look at him. They're just happy for him. But Ma makes a point of saying, hey, listen, it's missing something. And Superman's like, oh, my cape. And she goes, no.
No, your underwear.
Yeah, no. It's chilly out there. No, she's like,
No,
capes
get
are
rid of that
old.
cape.
It's 90s.
You're almost perfect.
You're missing the Superman logo, the new updated Superman logo. And he's like, you're right. I got to get this for the next generation of Superman.
I'm going to make it a K for Kent, for
Carve
you
it
guys,
into me.
right?
Nah, don't do that.
No, it's still the S.
So he literally, he draws the S, and also, when he phases into this plane of existence and, like, changes his... The explanation is that the circuitry and crap that we saw earlier, that is still there, but when Superman, like, phases or changes his, like, composition, he makes the suit look sleek and sexy and without all that crap.
Oh, it's, like, covered up.
Yeah.
So the suit changes.
The suit changes. Boom! He's blue, and he's got his awesome new powers, and he's got his sweet, rad new 90s suit.
Yeah, he's got the head sock.
He's got the head sock, which
finally
everybody
got
loved
Superman
from
in-
Superman Doomsday 100 Prey, so we gotta carry that over. Also, nobody doesn't love Gambit.
And he's not
Right.
wearing the underwear anymore.
No underwear, no cape.
Right.
And the S is
There's
like
also a reason for him to have a head sock.
Yes.
Because it's got to contain,
gotta contain him. Then why is his hair out?
Oh.
Or his face?
So that
Well-
his hair can still get the sun?
No, he
doesn't need the sun.
No, he doesn't need the sun.
He doesn't.
Right. He's
And
past that sun
and
thing.
the kryptonite doesn't affect him.
Oh.
And so, if we want to harken back to the 60s, check mark for kryptonite.
Ooh, so what if you just like took kryptonite and then like shot it with electricity? Would that hurt him?
Electric kryptonite.
Yeah.
Maybe blue kryptonite. Who knows?
So he solved the
doesn't come
kryptonite
up.
problem. Is he also going to end crime?
Right. Well, he is faster, so he can do it quicker.
He's faster?
Yeah, he's
He was
faster.
already super fast.
He's
Yeah, but-
fast. He's as fast.
But
as
now
speed
he
of
can
light.
practically teleport.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Practically teleport. That's a good distinction. So,
okay.
and then the trade ends.
Right.
That's it!
Yeah.
So, Ceretak, who you might recall, we did a story. He's Scourge. They call him Scourge because he can't communicate
Now we know
with
where he
anybody.
came from.
Now we know where he came from.
He came from
Kandor.
Kandor.
He's a blue alien from Kandor.
From Kandor, but not originally.
But not originally.
But not originally, yeah.
Yeah, no.
He was visiting Kandor or
He's an
whatever.
expatriate from Kandor. And like I said, it's lame.
Yeah, they blew it. You're welcome.
Why do we keep you around?
For those jokes.
I think for that.
I guess for that.
But it, like, then there's...
You understand, there's a 0.3% of the audience that really appreciates that.
No, I think it's much higher. But
What about Dirk? What happened with Dirk and
Right?
and Superman, Scourge, or Menace?
Yeah.
Or Hero or
yeah,
Menace?
no, there is a Scourge, and
Scourge
it's
or-
not
no,
Superman.
he's either
He's
Scourge
blue.
or
Oh,
Menace.
the other blue.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is like a menagerie of reasons why Superman needed to become blue. Like, there's the Kandor problem, which is like, Kandor is such a beautifully simple idea. Before Krypton was destroyed, some asshole took a city, shrank it down, they're shrunk. Even if you freed them, like, they're little. Like, it's not really like you are
what can
diluting
you
the
do with
Superman
that?
brand.
Yeah,
What
but-
do you do with that?
You know what you do is you put them in the jungle somewhere. It's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids,
What?
but they're super
Oh, God.
people.
What All-Star Superman does, of course, he puts them on Mars.
Right.
And he just lets them, colonize.
They still need to breathe, right?
Well, there's Superman, so maybe they don't.
Okay,
If you let him
Superman
out of the
still
bottle.
needed to breathe in space until he got that
Until he
weird-
got more power.
Yeah, until he got more power. Freaking Lobo Superman.
You like my home improvement joke? And not even stupid things, but like just stuff that needs to go. Or things that
Unnecessary.
need to be
Like-
pared down.
Like the Harrys.
the Harrys, like all the Kirby stuff. Like, I appreciate it. I really do. I
Get the
genuinely
fuck outta here.
Don't sidle Superman with it all, because you got to keep the Newsboy League, the Harrys. You know who shows up? Big Bart and Mr. Miracle, and they talk about Apocalypse and shit. Like, in a Superman book, just because he listened to them. Like, that's not
Well, and you don't give them any room to, like, they tell this crazy story about how New Genesis and Apocalypse were, like, collided and destroyed or whatever.
If you're going to spend the whole issue talking about it, like, let it be an arc.
Yeah, let me explain it.
Right, please.
Introduce
Do
these
it.
characters to me
Yeah, stop.
and do a whole thing.
No, we have to grab him real quick and find out he doesn't have powers and then be like, oh, we can fix it.
Right, like,
Yeah,
what?
we
What
gotta
weird
do a thing that doesn't make any
stopover.
friggin' sense,
Exactly.
and then do another thing that doesn't make any sense, and then
Yeah.
do another thing that doesn't like.
Yeah.
What?
It's just a nonstop barrage of stuff that doesn't go anywhere or mean anything. And so ultimately it's like, yeah, you know what? I'll bet that when this came out, because by this point I quit. I was done. I remember,
Don't blame you.
I remember going to the comic book store and he's like, hey, he's blue now. And I'm like,
Sure.
don't care.
Oh my God, don't care.
Yeah.
Like
Just
Grandpa
give me
Simpson.
Batman.
Yep.
Walking in, walking down.
Literally.
I will say, like, standing in the sunlight,
Yeah.
your
I get
powers come from the sun, like, okay, that's logical. After that, it starts to go off the rails.
Because he's like, because
but it didn't work.
That's the one idea I had.
Yeah.
What the hell am I gonna do
And
now?
I'll just, like, flail around.
I'm a normal dude.
Yep.
I guess I'll get a tan.
Right. Yeah.
Why don't you ask anyone? Just ask all your friends. Ask
Yeah.
Batman. He knows stuff.
Why not just ask Batman?
I didn't ask him to
No!
help save
Never!
Metropolis
Yeah.
when I didn't have powers.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask him to give me my powers back.
Right.
Superman doesn't need help from anybody.
Yeah.
If I have to ask for help, I'm not super anymore.
He says that he's not super because he doesn't have powers like a couple of times in this book, and each time it's just like, you're not Superman right now.
Yeah, you're not Superman because you just said that.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Like that's why this thing went off the rails, because you forgot who Superman
Forgot
was.
who you were.
Yeah, you stop believing in yourself.
You stopped believing in the character you were writing for. You were like, you listened to too much of the marketing people being like, the sales are in the toilet. It's a bullshit book. Like, no.
No one cares about
Change
Superman
everything.
anymore.
Change it.
Make them all different.
Like, no, you just want to write for another book. You just don't want to get fired. That's why you
Just
did
make
that.
a different comic.
Yeah.
Leave Superman though.
Right? Go work for another publisher. There's 17 of them right now. They'll all go under in 6 months.
Yeah.
But like you could just
they're there.
you see the same names over and over again. Anyway, Superman.
It's a thing that happened.
It happened.
Superman?
It happened, and it happened with like nobody remembers it to the point where like it's a dark multiverse version of him.
Yeah, like you almost don't remember.
In Dark Knight's Metal, when Superman goes to the dark multiverse, the blue version's there. Like
What?
It sucks that much. He's like, hey,
Hey, I'm wrong.
No, we put
I'm
this,
wrong.
I was supposed to be eaten by the
put
friggin'
this into the
dragon.
world.
This
should
should
have been
not. The
destroyed.
dragon should have destroyed me. That's how fucking wrong I am.
He was on a 15-minute break, though, so I exist.
Yeah, the dragon. Like, oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh no.